Nicole was tormented by doubts. All her life she devoted to her daughter Olivia, tried to raise the girl decently, to give her everything that other children had. But now it seemed to Nicole that she didn't know her daughter at all. She was betraying her. Olivia is 17 years old. How could such a young girl be capable of such meanness? Nicole herself will never do such a thing. Thought she had been young and made a mistake, but she had never regretted giving birth to her daughter. The woman walked slowly down the street, again and again mentally returning to the past. So many years ago, she, an aspiring actress of the drama theater, walked down the alley. Nicole was in a great mood. She'd gotten the part, finally a real full-fledged role that she dreamed of. This news, which was announced today by the director of the theater, and pleased and worried, but Nicole believed that she will definitely cope. She would play as no one else could play. The girl did not even notice how she turned out the alley and found herself next to a small street cafe. She sat down at the table waiting for the waiter. "Are you free?" An unfamiliar male voice brought the girl out of her reverie. In front of her stood a tall man in a suit. He smiled and looked at Nicole. "I beg your pardon?" the girl asked. "I'm asking if I can sit at the same table with you. I really don't like to drink coffee alone," the stranger answered. "Please." Nicole gestured for him to sit down. "Would you like me to buy you a drink?" the man asked. "Order whatever you like." He took the menu from the hands of the waiter and handed it to Nicole, but she put it aside. "I only have coffee and ice cream," the girl answered modestly. "Do you drill all the girls you don't know?" "No, only the charming ones, like you," said the man, not embarrassed by her question. "I'm Michael. I can name to your sit-down business. I don't know anyone here at all, and I'm dying on boredom." "And my name is Nicole." The girl introduced herself. "That's a very pretty name. It suits you very well." Michael nodded. Nicole was embarrassed. She had never been neglected by men, but this unfamiliar man made her sympathize with him. He had very beautiful eyes and a nice smile. Michael was a confident, mature man, the kind of a man that attracted girls. A girl of 10 came to the table where Nicole and Michael were sitting. She had a basket of flowers in her hands. "Uncle, buy your aunt some flowers. She's so beautiful," said the girl, holding out a basket to Michael. The man looked at her carefully and then turned his gaze to Nicole. "How much do the flowers cost?" he asked without looking at the girl. Michael just devoured the eyes of Nicole, who was sitting across from him. "It's not cheap at all. Buy, please," whispered the girl. The man slipped his hand into his jacket pocket and pulled out his wallet. He took out a few bills and handed them to the young saleswoman, who put the basket of flowers on the table and hurried away happily. "This is for you." Michael smiled. "Is there an occasion to give flowers?" Nicole asked. "I don't know. I just really like you. I saw you in the park." "Actually, I have an occasion today. I got the part." "Oh, you're an actress. I should have known better. Such a beautiful girl must have a profession in the theater. I propose to drink wine. Do you mind?" Nicole agreed, and in half an hour they were laughing at Michael's jokes, talking like old acquaintances, drinking wine. The warm evening and good mood were conducive to socializing. Nicole felt that Michael was very easy to be with, even though they had a huge age difference. 20 years probably. It was already dark outside when Nicole and Michael drove up to the hotel. The man had a bag with a bottle of wine and a box of chocolates in his hands. Nicole loved chocolate candy. Michael was gentle with Nicole, and she gave herself to him with the passion of a young tigress, succumbing to the charm of a man she had met only a few hours ago. Waking up in the morning, the girl realized that she was alone in the room. Just in case, she called out softly, "Michael, where are you?" But there was no response. The girl got up from the bed, went to the window, I wonder where Michael went, she thought. Nicole took her things and wanted to go to the shower. And suddenly she saw a note and money on the bedside table. Thanks for the night. You were very good in bed. On it to you for your pleasure. The girl read. Nicole shifted her gaze to the bills and slowly took them in her hands. The girl felt an unpleasant chill run down her skin. She felt like a dirty, corrupt street wench that Michael had had his fun with and paid money for a night that meant nothing to him. And she thought that she had met a real worthy man, rich, successful. Nicole threw the money on the bed, which was still warm from the passionate bodies, quickly dressed and left the room. She was in a hurry to get home. She wanted to take a shower, to wash off the traces of sex from her skin. Rehearsals for a new play at the theater gradually took over all of Nicole's thoughts. The director was pleased with the way she played, and Nicole was happy that very soon she will be standing on the stage in front of the audience, basking in the glory. She sang and danced beautifully, twirling around the stage. Suddenly the girl felt dizzy and fell down. "Stop!" the director shouted. "What's going on, Nicole?" "Wait a minute. It will pass," she said, running her hands across her forehead, which was evaporating. The heat from the footlights were stifling. Nicole felt an unpleasant lump in her throat. She threw up right on the stage in front of the other actors and the director. Someone urgently called an ambulance. Nicole took a cab back from the hospital. She was pensive, staring out the window, wondering how to move on with her life. Nicole took tests and the doctor said she was pregnant. "I want an abortion," Nicole said firmly. "I wouldn't advise it," the doctor answered her, taking off her glasses and rubbing the bridge of her nose. "The condition of your body is such that after the operation you will never have children again. You're young, and you have your whole life ahead of you. Think about it. Whether it's worth the risk." By the day of premiere, Nicole was no longer to be able to hide her belly. "You have to tell everything to the director." For several days, Nicole did not dare to have a difficult conversation, and when finally told the director about her pregnancy, he exclaimed, "How could you do this to the company? I've introduced you with a serious role. How wrong I was about you, Nicole. In a few months you won't be able to go on a stage, and then what we will do?" Nicole lowered her eyes guiltily. She herself realized that she had let the trouble down. After receiving the fee, the girl left the theater. Her dream to play on a stage, to become a famous actress, to bathe in the glory of the rays of fame shattered. Sobbing, she sat on a bench at the entrance to the theater. "You shouldn't be so upset," Sarah sat down next to her. "Give birth, then come back." With Sarah, Nicole met when she came to the trouble. Bright, beautiful actress immediately attracted Nicole's attention. Sarah was fun, often argued with the director, because of which he did not give her large roles. "No, Sarah, I'm not coming back here." Nicole shook her head. "I can feel it." "Well, you will find another job. Not everyone is an actress." Nicole glanced at Sarah, who was trying to calm her down, but Sarah looked pleased. The director had just told her that she will play the part Nicole was meant to play. Back home, Nicole lay on her bed and closed her eyes. Overnight, because of her frivolous act, because she spent the night with Michael, the girl's life was ruined, and she had a brighter future. She could be a celebrity. Olivia came into the world during the night. All the months of her pregnancy, Nicole lived awful. She felt nauseous, wanted to cry all the time, and almost no money at all. Nicole saved as much as she could, but her savings were dwindling. And with the arrival of her daughter, Nicole had no chance of getting a job. Nicole walked down the alley, a walk on which once abruptly changed her life. Deprived the prospect of becoming an actress, to play on a stage of the theater. Now she worked as a store clerk and married John. He was a policeman, often came to her store, was friendly and always smiled. One day, John asked Nicole, "Are you married?" "Why are you so interested?" She marveled. "I've been watching you for a long time, and today I thought I would ask if I could walk you home." Nicole shrugged her shoulders. "It is absolutely not necessary, and I live not far away. Still, I would really like to get to know you better," John insisted. And by the closing of the store, he was waiting for Nicole at the entrance. She hesitated for a moment, and then walked towards the policeman. The other day, Sarah dropped by Nicole's house. Despite the fact that Nicole left the theater, bodies did not stop talking. Sarah had been the one who had helped the woman through the hardest years when Olivia had been a baby. "You need to get married," Sarah said, munching on a sandwich in Nicole's kitchen. "Well, or at least find a suitor. You're a beautiful woman, but you live like a recluse." "Married? Did you see the line of men outside my door?" Nicole asked sneakily, pouring tea into Sarah's cup. "So it is necessary to go somewhere, get acquainted, or at least on a dating site to find someone," persuaded her friend. "Let's at least go to the restaurant." "I don't have time for restaurants," Nicole said. "Olivia is growing up, and I have to do homework with her in the evenings. Soon she will be an adult, and you need to think about marriage." John, who volunteered to accompany Nicole after work, was married but widowed early. He said that his wife was ill for a long time and then died. They hadn't even had kids yet. "Did you love her?" Nicole asked. "Loved. But that doesn't matter now. You have to move on. I once did a stupid thing. I thought the world was falling apart, but I had a daughter and decided that I had to live for her. It's just the two of us," Nicole said sadly. "How old is your daughter?" the man asked. 16. She's an adult. "I've been looking at you for a long time." John suddenly stopped and looked carefully into Nicole's eyes. "I'll be honest, I like you. True, I'm not a romantic. I cannot woo beautifully, but you probably want it very much." I didn't think so. "Anyway, I suggest you go out with me. If everything goes well, we can live together. My salary is good, I don't abuse alcohol, and I will love your daughter." Nicole was dumbfounded by this proposal. She stayed silent the rest of the way home, pondering John's words. A month later, he moved in with her. But the man's relationship with Olivia didn't work out. No matter how hard he tried, the girl did not accept her mother's choice, often rude to him, ignore him, showing her displeasure. A few days ago, a neighbor stopped Nicole in the driveway. "Hello, Nicole. I want to talk to you," the woman said. "You and I have lived in the neighborhood for a long time. I don't want the quarrel, but I'm tired of listening to the noise at night, moaning and rumbling. Could you guys keep the sex quieter?" Nicole looked puzzled at the outraged neighbor. She had been working all day, on her feet every day, and in the evening she had only enough energy left to make dinner and fall into bed. Nicole couldn't remember the last time she had made love with John, so she was surprised. The woman's cheeks reddened with shame. "I'm sorry, but that can't be right," she said, confused. The neighbor just shook her head, waved her hand, and left. Nicole thought for a moment. Then a few days later she shared with Sarah. "Maybe your John is cheating on you with Olivia, with your daughter," the neighbor suggested. "What are you talking about?" Nicole waved her hands in anger. "She's just a baby." "A child? She's already 17 years old." No, it can't be." Nicole couldn't even think that John and Olivia could be lovers. "You should check it out," she said. "But how?" "Put a camera in the daughter's room. Then you will find out who is there moaning at night and rattling so loud that the next door neighbors can't sleep." Nicole heeded her friend's advice and walked home that afternoon, intending to set up a camera in Olivia's room. John arrived late at night. To her surprise, Nicole noticed that at dinner, he and Olivia were talking very nicely, sharing news and smiling at him. Nicole had never noticed this about her daughter before. Before she went to bed, Olivia, who was in the shower, she quietly entered her room and put the camera on the closet, making sure it was working. "What are you doing here?" Olivia asked when she saw her mother. "What is this?" The girl noticed the camera on the closet and picked it up. "John," she shouted, "come here. Look what Mom put here." John came in the girl's shot. He looked at the confused Nicole and in surprise Olivia. The woman sat down on the bed. A neighbor told me that at night she heard rumbling and moaning behind the wall. Nicole had to admit that she decided to secretly monitor what was going on in the daughter's bedroom at night. I thought that you two were lovers." She struggled to get the words out, but realized that she will have to explain why she had decided to put up the camera. John and Olivia glanced over. "Are you out of your mind, honey?" John was almost speechless at Nicole's words. "How could you think that?" "What am I supposed to think? There is no one else in the apartment but you." Nicole lowered her eyes, seeing how truly indignant John was. "John, we have to tell Mom," Olivia said quietly, and sat down next to her, taking her hand. "You see, recently I had an unpleasant incident." "Yes, Olivia was attacked by 3 bullies." John nodded. "God thinks it was close to home, and I was just coming home from work." "They wanted to rape me, Mom, but John saved me," Nicole said. "How awful! But what does they have to do with the noises in the bedroom?" Nicole exclaimed. "You shall have seen the way John took those thugs down, how he beat them." Olivia looked gratefully at her stepfather. "But he can always follow me to protect. That's why I asked him to teach me different techniques so I could fight back on my own. At night, while you were asleep, he will come into my room and teach me how to fight. And we keep it from you so you wouldn't worry." A dumbfounded Nicole looked at John and her daughter. She was ashamed that she thought so badly of the people closest to her. And Olivia hugged her mother. After John had protected her from the bullies, she felt differently about her stepfather and realized that she had been wrong to be mean to him and angry at her mother for bringing a man into the house.